Have y'all ever noticed that certain artists are associated with being bad? Like every time their names come up, the most you hear people say is that they're a terrible artist. I've always wondered if these artists are truly terrible, or is it just a popular thing to say? Well, right about now, I'm about to find out if one of these rappers are bad, as their name is always associated with such. If you're part of the hip-hop community, then you definitely know that there is a negative connotation attached to the name MC Hammer. He's an artist that has received a multitude of criticisms from his peers, along with the mainstream media. These entities were put off by his presence the very moment he stepped on the scene, as they felt as though he wasn't a good representation for hip-hop. One of MC Hammer's main criticisms is that he's a watered-down version of the genre, and he wasn't deserving of his success. This led to other hip-hop artists expressing their feelings towards this notion in their music, which led to MC Hammer being a big target for scrutiny and ridicule. But just as I said in the Vanilla Ice video, I feel as though these people were extremely jealous of MC Hammer due to his success. I'm also a person who's against the opinion that MC Hammer is a watered down version of hip hop, as he's actually the pure essence of it. If we look at the original elements of what makes something hip hop, MC Hammer acquires more of those characteristics than artists that classify themselves as a pure form of the genre. I also believe when an artist has more of the original elements of hip hop than other artists, they are oftentimes shunned in the genre, which shouldn't be the case. Another criticism that MC Hammer got is that he's popularizing hip-hop to an audience that doesn't fully appreciate it. This critique aged incredibly bad, as hip-hop was going to appeal to a wider audience, no matter who was put on the forefront. I also find it fascinating that the world always gravitated to artists that had more of the original elements of hip-hop within their overall style, which proves that the essence is something that is always appreciated more. People also didn't like the fact that MC Hammer had things like action figures and appeared in mainstream ads such as Pepsi. This is another thing that has aged terribly, as artists today literally have their own McDonald's menus. But nobody's making a big fuss about this today. Just as I said before, these people were incredibly jealous of MC Hammer because they didn't have the same opportunities as he did. These are the reasons why people consider MC Hammer a bad rapper. Just as I've realized with previous episodes of this series, most of the rappers that have the bad rapper label put on them doesn't have anything to do with their music. Also, when I say this, I'm talking about their catalogs as a whole, and not just the song that made them popular. Because it's easy to say that a notable song is trash while ignoring an entire catalog of music. Before this video, I never fully listened to an MC Hammer album, and I only heard his popular songs in passing. For this video, I'm going to be checking out his entire discography to actually see if he's a bad rapper. Just like all the artists I covered in this series, I'm curious to see if he's actually as bad as people say that he is. So with no further ado, I'm going to be sharing my opinions on all of his projects, which consist of 11 albums. So let's go ahead and kick things off with his first album, Feel My Power.
Now the song gets deeper and the beats get stronger. So take a deep breath before.
This is my first time listening to an album from MC Hammer, and it definitely was an interesting experience. The style that MC Hammer provides on this project is similar to artists like Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. I've always described the styles of these rappers as the back and forth flow, which I wasn't fond of for a very long time. But the more I listen to this type of hip hop, I'm starting to grow accustomed to it, which leads to me appreciating this style a lot more. With that being said, MC Hammer provides multiple flows with this old school style, which adds a high amount of flavor to this project. But although he was able to do this, some of his creative choices didn't appeal to me. One in particular is when he provides a shouting flow, which isn't bad within itself, but I don't like when he uses this flow for the entire duration of a song. Perfect examples where this is prevalent are the tracks Ring 'Em and Feel My Power.
Fight your turn, but don't you run. The fight ain't over, it just begun.
But although this is a style that didn't appeal to me, there is a song where he provides this style, and it's really good as it matches perfectly with the catchy instrumental. The song I'm referring to is Get It Started, which also has a great concept. Speaking of concepts, MC Hammer provides a wide range of them on this project, and they're very interesting. On the song Get It Started, he talks about a terrible party he went to where the DJ's music sucks and nobody's dancing. He then takes control of this party by putting on banging beats and rocking out the crowd. One aspect that I like on this track is when MC Hammer insults the people that threw the party, as they did a terrible job doing so. Another incredible concept on this project is the song Son of the King, which involves MC Hammer telling people to keep their faith in God, as he's the reason for all of the good things that happen in their lives. Another interesting aspect of this track is MC Hammer talking about people that profit off of God's name, such as evil pastors, whose mission is to only benefit themselves financially. MC Hammer tells these individuals that they must stop if they want to continue to remain in God's good graces. This song is one of the major highlights, as the production is amazing, as it includes a choir singing throughout. The choir on this track has a ton of catchy moments, with one of my favorites is when they provide an extremely catchy melody, while MC Hammer raps his verses. MC Hammer also provides a passionate performance on this track, which brings out his lyrics a great deal.
240 preachers on their way to hell. One sells rags and call them a blessing.
Another great concept on this album comes from the song I Can Make It Better. This track involves MC Hammer collabing with the female MC. Both of them are in bad relationships, which leads to them talking about how they can treat each other better than the people that they're with. This leads to an entertaining back and forth, as they talk about all of the good things they can provide for each other. They also talk about how the people they're with are bad for them, which is another aspect of this song that's great. Their performances are incredibly catchy, along with the production. Another thing that this track has are those additional background vocals that greatly assist MC Hammer and the featured artist a great deal.
I can feel it and see it right now. The skeezers that you have, yo, she ain't your style.
I give love he can never give. He called you a cat while I'm riding in the bed.
Although there are a lot of good highlights on this album, it didn't blow me away. Even when it comes to the songs that I like, I didn't think that they were incredible. For this to be MC Hammer's first project, he showcased his potential a great deal, as his animated style is definitely intriguing. He also showcases multiple styles within his flow that's definitely influenced by Run DMC. In conclusion, this is a decent album that holds a handful of good tracks with interesting concepts.
Roll like a lion, no denying. I'm in effect and you suckers are trying to get with me.
This album is basically a re-release of his previous project, Feel My Power. I honestly didn't have an issue with this, as the songs from Feel My Power have been tweaked in a way to where they're now high quality. Although this is a positive on this project, some of the tracks that were previously on Feel My Power still don't appeal to me due to how MC Hammer performs on them. This goes for the tracks Ring 'Em and Feel My Power, as he provides a monotonous shouting flow throughout. Some of the newer tracks that appear on this project didn't appeal to me either, which is a major flaw on this album. I don't think MC Hammer's performances are bad, they just don't appeal to me sonically. A perfect example of this is his performance on the track You're Being Served. Although I'm starting to like the old school 80s flow the more I listen to it, MC Hammer's showcasing of this style on this track is unamusing. Another reason why I don't like this track is that it also has guest features, which involve them doing the back and forth flow with MC Hammer. Their energetic vocals combined with the 80s flow just didn't work for me on this track.
Like a man is blind. You don't need reservations, no standing in line. My gut is dumb.
A lot of the positives on this album come from the newly enhanced tracks, which led to me enjoying these songs a lot more as it brought out the production in MC Hammer's performances. A major highlight that showcases this is the song Son of the King. The upgraded instrumental and vocals brings out the message of this track a great deal, making it MC Hammer's best song so far. There's an instance on this project where a song I didn't like on the previous album is now a listenable track due to it being refined. The song in question is That's What I Said. The new tweaks to this song brings out the background singer's vocals a great deal, which adds a catchy element to this track. My favorite part of this song is the female vocalist that sings throughout, as her performance is captivating. Another thing I enjoy about this newly enhanced track is the instrumental, as it now has a hard-hitting feel to it, which works well with the overall dance feel of it. MC Hammer's performance is great on this track as well.
Song gets deeper and the beats get stronger. So take a deep breath before you cross under the line.
Another positive about this album is that there are two new tracks that I like, which showcases the fact that MC Hammer has the ability to make good songs. The songs in question are Cold Go MC Hammer and Pump It Up. Both of these tracks have a ton of catchy elements, and MC Hammer provides a great performance throughout.
All odds against me. Went through those suckers who diss me.
All in all, this is another decent project from MC Hammer. I like the newly enhanced tracks for the most part, and MC Hammer shows potential that he can make enjoyable music with the newer tracks. But with that being said, there are still major flaws on this project, as I didn't like some of the new tracks. And even though some of the older tracks are refined, I still didn't care for them due to MC Hammer's unamusing performances.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
On MC Hammer's official mainstream debut, he went all out. The production is more enhanced from his previous projects. Instrumentals sound crisp, which helps with the overall enjoyment of this project. Another thing that's elevated on this album is MC Hammer's performances. He has the ability to provide a multitude of styles, and he adapts remarkably to the different types of production. Speaking of the production, it's really good on this project, and it's honestly some of the best I've heard on an album. The instrumentals capture the dance feel amazingly due to the captivating upbeat nature of them. There are also instrumentals on this project that have an entirely different vibe to them, which includes a more laid-back feel. All of these elements of the production is executed phenomenally on this project. MC Hammer kicks this album off with a bang, with the intro track Here Comes the Hammer. The instrumental is hard-hitting, and the upbeat feel of it is incredibly catchy. MC Hammer's aggressive delivery is another element about this track that makes it infectious.
This is a mission that I'm on. Take it out the week on the microphone. Uptight.
If I'm being perfectly honest, this song is way better than his major hit and most notable track on this album, You Can't Touch This. Although I have this opinion, this is not me saying that You Can't Touch This is a bad track, as it's actually really good. Before this review, I never listened to this track in its entirety. When I actually listened to it, I definitely understood its appeal. It was gonna most certainly be a hit song, as it's extremely catchy. But the downside in my opinion is the fact that MC Hammer doesn't provide an energetic flow throughout. While he's rapping his verses on this track, he oftentimes stops and provides a monologue. I understand why he did this, and in totality it actually works, but I feel like this track would have been flawless if MC Hammer provided an energetic performance throughout in order to match the hype feel of the production. Another thing that's interesting about the production on this track is that it samples the classic song from Rick James called Super Freak. The Rick James sample is utilized phenomenally, and it's a big reason it's so catchy.
My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord.
Now that I'm on the topic of samples, this album did a phenomenal job bringing a new sound to already classic tracks. Another example where this is prevalent is on the song Pray, which samples the classic song from Prince called When Doves Cry. The Prince sample is hard-hitting on this track, making it incredibly catchy, which continues to highlight the amazing production on this project.
All my life I wanted to make it to the top. Some say I wouldn't it.
One thing that I must note is the fact that the song You Can't Touch This overshadowed all of the great tracks that appear on this project. There are songs on this album that I think are better as the execution is phenomenal. My favorite song on this project is the track On Your Face, as everything about it is phenomenal. The concept is highly inspirational, as MC Hammer motivates people to stay on their paths while in the midst of negativity. The upbeat instrumental is absolutely incredible, and it most certainly has the ability to motivate listeners. Another fascinating thing about this song are the background vocals. The male singer provides a passionate performance that greatly adds to the inspirational feel.
And every time we sing the anthem, I feel the show. Our love runs out.
The background vocals on this album are really good in general, as they often add another layer of catchiness to the songs. This is prevalent on the song You Can't Touch This, and many more. Another incredible thing about this album is the fact that MC Hammer provides a multitude of concepts. He touches on serious topics such as injustices in the black community, along with the many hardships that go on in these areas. Perfect examples of this are tracks like Help the Children and Crime Story. All in all, this album has a lot to offer. MC Hammer went all out on this project, and all the flaws I had on his previous projects are non-existent, as he provided an intriguing style throughout. This album is definitely a letdown from his previous one. There are instances where the production I didn't care for, which wasn't an issue on the previous album, but not only is the production kind of lackluster on this project, another thing that is a major flaw is that I didn't really like a lot of the background vocals, which was a major plus on Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em. There were rarely performances on that album from background vocalists that I didn't like, but on this album there are several instances of background performances that I didn't like. Another flaw on this project is that some tracks drag for a long time. MC Hammer can be performing well, the background vocalist can be performing well, but then the rest of the track drags. It's like MC Hammer would drop really good verses, but there will be a bridge that will play on the track for a large amount of times, and then near the end of the song, the bridge will play like 2 more times. Like, that is just like overboard in my opinion. And that leads to a lot of the songs being longer than they should be in my opinion. But although this was the case, MC Hammer provided a lot of great performances, and there are a lot of instances on this project where everything is executed exceptionally well. A major positive on this project is that It has a multitude of concepts. But although this is the case, in the beginning, the first 5 tracks, 3 of those songs have a very serious tone to them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but even with it being just those 3 tracks, it seemed like the concept was getting played out, as MC Hammer is talking about the various struggles of growing up in the hood. Even in the midst of those songs, you got Too Legit to Quit, which is a hype dance track, but even that wasn't enough, because I was already kind of getting tired of the serious tone of this album. And then when it started to get back joyful and dance vibe, I was let down by the first 3 tracks. Oh, another thing that's odd about this album is the fact that MC Hammer like does this thing within his flows where he like rolls his tongue. I think that's how you describe it. He's like, when he's reciting his verses, he's like, I don't really know how to. I'm at the party and he doing it a lot. I have no idea where this style or vocal choice came from, as he didn't provide it on previous albums. He does it on this project to a great degree. I'm thinking that it's on every song. There is even songs on this project where the style that style is not needed, and it ruins a large majority of the track. So there are a lot of flaws on this album. A lot of it also feels kind of gimmicky too. It's kind of like an unauthentic feel to it as well. But although this is the case, I don't think it's a terrible album. I didn't think that any of the songs were bad, but for the most part, there were a good range of tracks that didn't appeal to me sonically. But although this is the case, there are still a lot of good songs on this project as well. Overall, was let down, but still not a bad project.
Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back, pumps in a back.
This album overall is absolutely incredible. I had no idea that this album was going to be as good as it is. First and foremost, this album has his best rapping performances throughout his project so far. This is MC Hammer's best rapping. He's providing multiple styles within his flows, within his verses. He's showcasing that Das Effects type of flow, switching it up various times. He provides smooth flows, low tone flows, so many different rap styles, lyrics on point, concepts on point. Another thing that I noticed about this project is that it leans a lot towards his West Coast roots. This album does not sound similar to his previous projects, which was that of a hype dance feel. Although there are tracks on this album you can dance to, they aren't as energetic as songs like You Can't Touch This and Too Legit to Quit. The dance vibe from the tracks on these songs has that West Coast bounce feel to it. Very, very G-Funk influenced. If I had to guess, this is MC Hammer at his most authentic because of the fact that he's paying homage to his West Coast roots. The background vocalists on the previous albums mainly consists of like singing performances, gospel performances. The background vocals on this album, it literally feels like he went to the hood and just got the hood to do his background vocals on these songs. There are countless examples of catchy shouting performances from male vocalists that have that West Coast feel to it. If I had to compare his style on this album, it is literally that of like a West Coast gangster rapper. But although he has that style, he's still keeping it PG. I don't think he says a single cuss word on this project, which just showcases his abilities, in my opinion. Another important thing about this project is the fact that he addresses his critics. He references the fact that he sold 20 million records on this album, so he had the spotlight put on him, which led to countless criticisms, mainly from other rappers and people in his community thinking that he was a sellout, thinking that he was a puppet for the mainstream when it comes to rap. And he addresses all of that on this project. Actually, the title of the album, Funky Headhunter, that's what he's talking about. Like, he on y'all head. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna sit back and just let you classify him as certain things. You know, he's gonna address it, and he definitely did that to a great degree on this album. There are a multitude of diss tracks about this topic, and he goes after these rappers, clowning them. It is really good. Talk about how they broke. They're just haters. And in my opinion, they were definitely hating on the kid, because anytime that you're on top of the game and you're doing really well, it's natural that you're gonna have haters. So MC Hammer addresses that to a great degree on this project. This project is absolutely incredible. Almost perfect score. The only thing I didn't like was a chorus on one of the songs. That's it. I just didn't like one of the choruses. That's it. So like that's crazy. So wow. I am completely blown away. MC Hammer, this album is very slept on. I'll go as far as to say as that this is one of the best G-Funk albums in the genre. If you like G-Funk, you gotta listen to this album. I'm pretty sure a large majority of people didn't listen to this one. This one is definitely underrated, and it is MC Hammer's best album so far.
Ain't no drama in the hood today. Everybody sitting mellow and we just gon' parlay. In the back.
MC Hammer took another major step back on this project. It piggybacks off the previous album due to the production. The instrumentals still have that West Coast G-Funk feel to them, which leads to MC Hammer mimicking the styles of gangster rappers. Although his flow has a gangster element to it, his lyrics are lighthearted, and he doesn't say a single cuss word on this project. The concept is another reflection of the lighthearted feel of this project, as it consists of MC Hammer motivating people through their hardships. He sheds light on the many struggles of the urban community and provides solutions for those to overcome their hardships. Another element of this project is that of a gospel feel, which consists of MC Hammer expressing his faith in God. This also leads to MC Hammer providing passionate performances throughout this album, as he's a true believer in a higher power. Although the joyful element is executed well on this project, there are a lot of flaws which mainly revolve around MC Hammer's performances on these songs. There are quite a bit of tracks where MC Hammer showcased boring flows, which led to a dreadful listening experience on these particular songs. A perfect example that highlights this is the song Brighter Day, which consists of MC Hammer providing two flows that are unamusing. When he raps his verses on this track, his intense flow doesn't work well with the laid-back instrumental. He also provides a singing flow on this song, which is his worst performance on the entire album, as he sounds like someone who's heavily intoxicated.
In the hood, I wish I could get this message to my homie.
Another flaw on this album is that some of the production choices are not appealing to me sonically. On the song Bustin' Loose, the beat sounds like something that would appear in a marching parade, and the heavenly gospel influence on the song He Keeps Doing Great Things for Me is unamusing. But although there are instances on this project where the production doesn't appeal to me, there is an instance where the gospel elements combined well with the hip-hop instrumental. The song in question is Going Up Yonder, which is a highly motivational song that consists of MC Hammer providing a great performance throughout. Another thing that's noticeable on this song are the background vocals from the female singer, along with the choir, which is another enjoyable element of this song. MC Hammer has kept the same formula from his major debut, Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, as every track on this album consists of him collaborating with background vocals. This has become a staple for MC Hammer, and it works well with his style for the most part, as he knows how to perform alongside these singers. A major highlight that showcases this is the song Sultry Funk. Not only are the background vocals catchy on this track, but MC Hammer performs well with the featured artist VMF, as they both provide incredible rap verses.
Always come with the flows that can't touch, known to get the crowd pumped. Right. And I'm tight, sharp as a dagger.
All in all, this is just an okay album for me. MC Hammer provides some good performances, while on other tracks his showings are very lackluster, which leads to a nice chunk of this album being boring.
Everybody know you as a big man. Everywhere you go, they give you props and pump you up, man. Talk about the way to...
MC Hammer provides an entirely different style on this project as it heavily leans towards the gospel genre. This leads to MC Hammer taking the role of a pastor due to how he presents his vocals. He works as a hype man on certain tracks, and his performance with this new style is intriguing. This continues to highlight MC Hammer's immense versatility, and I was highly impressed by his performances with this style. If I had to compare his style overall on this project, it reminds me a lot of the artist Kirk Franklin due to the various production styles and performances from MC Hammer. I got kinda worried at the beginning of this album, as MC Hammer provided very little vocal performances. The first couple of songs lean heavily on the singing performances from male and female vocalists, along with a choir. I was of the impression that MC Hammer wasn't going to rap a lot on this project in order to rely on additional performers. But this wasn't the case, as MC Hammer provides a ton of great rap performances on this project. Another thing that's great about this album are the motivational concepts. This is most certainly a gospel album, as MC Hammer continues to express his love and devotion to God. He talks about many aspects of him praising God, as he believes that he's the reason for all the good things that happen in his life. MC Hammer also motivates others to follow God, as it will lead to them living a better life. Another interesting aspect of this project is the way that it's structured. The title of the album is Family Affair, which involves MC Hammer putting the spotlight on artists in his camp. This leads to a couple of the tracks being solo performances from singers. All of these songs are really good, as the singers perform remarkably. Two of these songs shy away from the gospel feel, as they lean more towards the R&B genre. The other solo track consists of a female vocalist providing a passionate performance with catchy production that includes a familiar sample. One thing that sort of scared me at the beginning of this project is that the production and performances heavily lean towards the gospel genre, but thankfully this wasn't a recurring thing, as MC Hammer mixed hip-hop with the gospel genre incredibly, making this an overall great listening experience for me. There are instances on this project where MC Hammer provides great rap performances, with a major highlight being the enhanced version of the song Let's Get It Started. MC Hammer's energetic performance on this track is absolutely intriguing, making this the superior version from the original song.
Yo, party, wet and knocking. Don't DJ was weak.
Another major highlight is the track Set Me Free, as it includes incredible singing performances from male vocalists. MC Hammer is only present at the beginning of this track, as he provides a quick rap verse, along with occasionally hyping up the male vocalist. All in all, this is a really good album, as MC Hammer presents an intriguing new style. Another incredible thing about this album are all of the guest features, along with the background vocalists assisting MC Hammer a great deal throughout. The production is another thing that's very solid, as the instrumentals match the energetic and motivational vibes of the artist exceptionally well.
It ain't gonna be no stopping us. We're putting it down. It ain't gonna be no stopping.
I was a little scared at the beginning of this project, as MC Hammer's performances and the production were lackluster. The production on this album is that of a low quality feel. Now when I say that, I don't actually mean that the instrumentals sound low in quality. I'm referring to the overall vibe of the instrumentals as they feel cheap. This is due to the sounds and samples that play within the beats, along with the instrumentals themselves. The beginning of this project was rocky, as it led to the first bad song that MC Hammer has in his catalog. The song in question is Pick It Up, as the instrumental has a hilariously bad comedic feel to it. The beat on this track sounds like something you'd hear being played at the circus, due to the humorous sounds and samples within it. Another thing that's horrible on this track is MC Hammer's performance on the first verse, as he's severely rapping off beat. The verses after MC Hammer's bad performance are mediocre, which also includes MC Hammer deciding to rap on beat on the final verse.
Stepped out first cat on the scene. Popping my collar, putting it down my own me. When I'm doing this here, it's like.
But thankfully this wasn't a recurring theme on this project, as I enjoyed quite a bit of tracks. This project started off with an interesting concept, as MC Hammer focuses on the tragedies of outside entities performing terrorist attacks on American soil. The intro track greatly reflects this, as he talks about how America isn't going to stand for these enemy attacks. This track consists of MC Hammer motivating the country to fight back, as he's a proud American. Another element to this concept includes MC Hammer talking about the many frustrations a soldier might have while being on the battlefield. A track that greatly reflects this is A Soldier's Letter, which consists of MC Hammer providing a passionate performance about a soldier writing a letter to his family. He hopes and prays that he comes home soon, as the tragedies of the war are inevitable.
It's a long way where I'm writing from, and it's hot here in this desert sun.
Another thing that I must highlight about this project is MC Hammer's overall style. MC Hammer continues to showcase versatility as he provides a fresh style on this album. He has a ruggedness to his voice, which is also combined with a crunk feel. His execution of this style is intriguing for the most part, and he continues to impress me by his ability to present a multitude of styles. I can honestly say that the majority of MC Hammer's catalog consists of him bringing forth different energy and vibes, which is extremely impressive. A track where this is prevalent is Spitting Fire. His hype energetic style is cranked to the max on this track, and his performance is incredibly catchy overall. Another element to this project involves MC Hammer putting the spotlight on other artists. This is the same thing he did on his previous album. Surprisingly, this isn't an issue on both projects, as MC Hammer's presence is still strong on this album. The majority of the tracks that consist of MC Hammer not providing a verse are really good, as the solo artists provide remarkable performances. With that being said, one of the best songs on this album comes from a solo performer, which is the track Don't Be Discouraged. The male vocalist provides incredible passionate singing vocals that greatly reflect the concept. The storytelling on this track is also incredible, as the singer tells a story of a talented artist who's on the verge of giving up. He motivates this artist to continue to chase his dreams. This also has the ability to motivate the listener as well.
Don't be discouraged, baby.
Speaking of motivational songs, another major highlight on this project is the track Where Will I Go? This track is very interesting, as MC Hammer reflects on his career. He specifically talks about the moment where he realized that he made a ton of bad decisions when it came to how he spent his money. This led to him going into a very dark place, which led to him thinking that he lost it all. During this dark time, he talked about how he kept his head high and focused on the things that were important to him, such as his friends and family. His performance on this track is incredible, along with the background singers, which is another thing that MC Hammer did well on this project, which is picking incredible vocalists to assist him on tracks.
I tried to do too much with what I had, and you can't feed the whole world out one bag. The pressure.
Another thing that I must note is that these later MC Hammer projects wouldn't have been possible for me to listen to, as I can only find them on YouTube. I just want to thank everyone for uploading these projects to the platform, as it's the only way for me to listen to them. The reason I brought this up is because there's a song on this album that's absolutely incredible, but it only appears as a snippet on this project. The track Why Do You Want to Take Mine is only a 20-second snippet on this album, which sounded really good. This led to me going to search and see if there was a full version of this song, and luckily there was. I find it fascinating that the song was uploaded to YouTube a year ago, and it only sits at 282 views. Whoever these underground MC Hammer fans are, y'all are true MVPs, as a lot of the music is really good. With that being said, the song Why Do You Want to Take Mine is absolutely incredible, as it has an addictive instrumental, along with MC Hammer providing a catchy performance. This song also features a ton of other artists, and they all did a phenomenal job rapping over the catchy production.
Why do you want to take mine? Why do you want to take mine? I got the energy. Why do you want?
But although there are a ton of highlights on this album, there is a large chunk of it that consists of mediocre tracks that I'm not interested in coming back to. But with that being said, this was definitely a good project all around, as MC Hammer continues to present an intriguing style.
I be setting it off. I've been waiting on this. Now watch me get off.
This project is an EP, as it only has 5 songs. Out of the 5 songs, I only like 2 of them, and one of them consisted of MC Hammer performing. MC Hammer is still providing the same formula as he did on the album Family Affair, where he's letting other artists shine on his projects. The other song that I like comes from a solo male vocalist, and his performance is really good. The song in question is I Used to Love Her, and if I had to describe how the singer sounds, he sounds exactly like Michael Jackson. I believe this same singer provides melodic vocals on other tracks, and he did a great job overall.
I never thought that the love that you had for me, but I believe.
MC Hammer continues to bring forth great vibes as he talks about the happier side of life, along with motivating people to overcome their hardships. This project opens with the joyful song that embraces good aura when it comes to the summertime. MC Hammer and the background vocals did a great job on this track. The only thing that I didn't like was the production, which includes an annoying horn that plays throughout. Another downside of this project are the rap verses on the song Hard Times. The highlights of this track is the singer and MC Hammer's performance on the first verse. The additional rap artist on this track brings it down a great deal, which ultimately leads to it being a skip. This project isn't a total disappointment, as MC Hammer provides a great performance on the song I Won't Give Up. His aggressive, passionate performance blends exceptionally with the unorthodox instrumental. Another great thing about this track is the background singer that provides catchy vocals throughout. Just as I said on previous projects, MC Hammer definitely knows how to pick background singers, and his selections haven't failed yet.
Eat what the men do. They make moves like voodoo. Sitting on the sideline, hoping and praying that somebody do you.
Another great element about this album is that it includes instrumentals of all of the tracks, and I like all of them except for one, as it consists of the annoying horn sample I mentioned before. All in all, this is an okay short project. It did a decent job shedding light on other artists, and MC Hammer provides some pretty good performances as well.
The silver and black, the clickety clack, the dreads and hit, and the players keep a rap. It's the gloom green.
I'm honestly amazed by MC Hammer's ability to continue to provide great music in the later half of his career. I honestly expected his music to get worse, but he's still able to consistently make great tracks on these albums. The main reason he's able to do this is because he has the ability to adapt to many different styles, and he also can switch his flow up in many ways. This is yet another project that has its own unique sound, as MC Hammer taps into the crunk genre. Another element to the style of this project is that he taps into his Bay Area roots, which consists of tracks sounding like the hyphy movement during this time. He starts this album with a bang, with tracks that consist of these styles, and he continues to impress me by his versatility. Another thing that's noticeable in the first half of this project is that MC Hammer didn't use any background vocalists to assist him. This proves that he doesn't necessarily need additional artists in order to make a great song. The later half of this project changes in tone, as MC Hammer provides motivational tracks, along with a handful of songs dedicated to the ladies. There's a familiar artist that assists MC Hammer on these tracks, and his singing performances are perfect, as he never provides a bad performance. The artist I'm talking about appeared on the previous project that sounds like Michael Jackson. Him sounding like MJ matches up well with the motivational feel of these tracks, as he provides passionate singing performances that replicate the style of the King of Pop. A major highlight that showcases this is his performance on the song West Coast Cha, which also includes MC Hammer providing a captivating performance. Another incredible thing about this track is the production, as the singing samples within the beat are infectious.
West Coast cats, West Coast cats,
All in all, this is another great project from MC Hammer, and just like I said before, I'm highly impressed by his ability to continue to provide great music in the latter half of his career. The only downside that I had on this project is that some of the tracks didn't sonically appeal to me due to the creative choices of the production and MC Hammer's performances. Other than that, this is a great project.
They going ham on it.
MC Hammer provides another decent attempt with this project. I was a little on edge while I was listening to it, as I almost came to the conclusion that MC Hammer's time is up when it comes to making enjoyable music. But I was proven wrong the further I got while listening to this project, as MC Hammer still has the ability to provide creatively catchy performances. The vibe of this album is that of a dance feel with elements of pop and early 2000s crunk. In some instances, the production is outdated for the year 2009, as the early crunk sound became obsolete. There are also a large majority of tracks where I didn't enjoy MC Hammer's performance overall due to the flows he presents. This project also has the same structure as his previous albums, which consist of him letting artists in his camp shine. Some of the major highlights on this album don't include MC Hammer being on the song, which is indication that his presence isn't in full effect on this album. Although he let his crew shine on previous albums, his presence was still heavily felt, as he provided more intriguing performances. This album definitely has its flaws, but there are also some highlights as well. Just as I said before, although MC Hammer's style is worn out for the most part, he's still able to provide a handful of great performances. A major highlight for me is his creative sinister flow on the song She Got It. The vibe of this track has a seductively dark feel to it, which aligns well with MC Hammer's overall performance. The pop style instrumental is extremely catchy, along with the auto-tune performance from the male vocalist.
She's a hot-ditch girl I seen, put her on the front of a magazine, maximum Windows 7.
Another highlight on this album involves MC Hammer dissing the rapper Jay-Z. The song in question is Better Run Run. MC Hammer's performance on this song is incredibly catchy, along with the pop style instrumental. I also think that MC Hammer did a good job dissing Jay-Z, as he has great punchlines throughout. His bars mainly consist of him calling Jay-Z evil, as he believes that he sold his soul for riches. Another highlight on this track is the familiar singer that appeared on previous MC Hammer projects that sounds like Michael Jackson. His presence is huge on this project, as he provides intriguing singing performances throughout.
Better run, run. Let's go. Let's go.
The best song on this album doesn't include MC Hammer, as the singer that sounds like Michael Jackson performs exceptionally well with the artist on the track I Tried to Love You. The intense delivery of the artist on this track is phenomenal, which greatly highlights the passion in his overall style. The singer that sounds like Michael Jackson also sings his heart out, making this an incredible track all around. In conclusion, this is another decent attempt from MC Hammer, and although it seems like his style was starting to diminish, he was still able to provide several instances on this project that showcases the fact that he still has the ability to create good music. Now, to answer the question, is MC Hammer a bad rapper? Absolutely not. When it comes to his rap style in general, it's very entertaining, and he also has the fascinating ability to adapt to many different styles of production. I was impressed by the fact that he was able to make great music after his supposed peak years. I honestly didn't know how his music would hold up after his early stages, but shockingly it's really good. Another thing about his later work is that the quality of the music stayed intact. So if you're anyone that's curious about MC Hammer's later projects, I will gladly tell you that there is a lot to enjoy due to the quality of these projects. Just as I said on the Active Duty review, I'm glad that people uploaded his later music to YouTube, as I wouldn't have had any other way of listening to them. Another reason why I'm glad that they did this is because I was able to get a full analysis on MC Hammer's rap ability, which is a critical determining factor in coming to the conclusion that he's not a bad rapper. As for his early projects, I would say that there are definitely his best attempts at making great music. The albums Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him and The Funky Headhunter is where he shines when it comes to showcasing his abilities. If anyone were to ask me what I think are MC Hammer's best projects, it is definitely going to be these two. In conclusion, I just got to say that I'm impressed by this series once again, as I got a full grasp on another artist that is considered a bad rapper to many fans of the genre. MC Hammer is definitely not a bad rapper in my opinion, as he consistently made great music throughout his catalog. Another thing that I must note is that he's a master when it comes to picking background vocals for his projects, which means that he has a great ear for music and how a track is supposed to sound in the long run. He also never said a single cuss word in his music, which is another thing that I found to be fascinating. I think that this is the only rapper that I've ever listened to that has never sweared on a song. I enjoy MC Hammer's catalog for the most part, and if you're someone that's interested in checking out his work, I feel like you would enjoy it as well. With that being said, this was another episode of my Bad Rapper series. Stay tuned, because I plan to do a lot more.